Good. That's the one.
Yeah.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
I'm going to have to make sure everyone realizes I have had internet problems today. The whole time I've been working from home, I've never once had a problem. And today it's dropped me from 3 different meetings.
Yeah.
So if that does happen and I can't get back on, if you guys will all just hold, and then I'll get a hotspot, and then we'll I'll send out another invite, but hopefully that won't happen.
Yeah, hopefully. How are you today, Janine?
I'm doing good. I'm going to try and, let's see, add the agenda. I think that is share screen. I've got my own tech person here in the house, so help me out.
That comes in handy.
Yes.
I did the Zoom meeting yesterday with some people at Clarksville-Montgomery, and I did it on my phone, and it worked just fine on my phone also.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, I'm not sure with my phone if I'll be able to, can everyone see the agenda?
I don't see anything yet, Janine. I don't know if anybody else can.
Okay, maybe I didn't share it.
Go to Zoom.
Okay, back to Zoom here.
And then click at the bottom right. Click on whatever document you want.
This is a document I want right here.
Okay, go back to Zoom.
Okay.
Right
here. Okay.
Now click on whatever document you want through
It's
there.
not there. That's my problem.
It'll be one of them.
It's not.
Then go to Files.
I pulled it up. It's up here.
Yeah, I know. Click on
Okay.
it.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure it's not one of those ones?
That's it right there, but it's not showing up.
Go back to basic. Is that not it?
There it is. Okay. Okay, now can you see the agenda?
Yes.
Awesome. Yes, I had never used Zoom before. This is just becoming our new way of life. I still prefer to meet in person, but this is better than not getting to meet at all. So
Yes.
Janine, I love that you can put a static picture up like this and block what you really look like.
But so do you have a static picture up, Charlotte? I don't see yours.
It's got I go to my profile.
Oh yes, that's right. It's yeah.
Yeah, I just leave it that way just in case, because sometimes I wonder, I feel funny.
No, I've given up on what I look like on camera now. It's like just trying to find just that right angle. And hopefully Ellie, the dog, won't decide that she needs to sit on my lap. That's generally what happens in most of these meetings. She's insistent on sitting on my lap. So.
Oh, that's adorable.
Michael, I think I saw a Facebook post with you playing the piano. Is that right?
That video took off faster than wildfire, and that's scary, but yes, you probably did.
I did. That's awesome. I don't think it's scary at all.
I just couldn't believe how fast it turned into 10,000 people reaching.
wait till 4 o'clock and then I'll do a roll call. And or actually, then I'll read the required information I have to read, and then we'll do a roll call. Okay, I think we're getting close. It is 4 o'clock, so we will go ahead and get started. I mentioned previously to the folks that were on earlier, I have been having internet connectivity issues today, so for some reason, this does stop. I will, once the internet goes up, I will resend another link, but we're gonna get through this with no problems. So this is Janine Johnson, chairperson for the Clarksville-Montgomery County Employee Insurance Trust. Today is April 1st, 2020. This meeting of the Clarksville-Montgomery County Employee Insurance Trust is being conducted under Governor Lee's Executive Order number 16, issued March 20th of 2020. The purpose of this meeting is to look at on-site clinic employees and their compensation during the COVID-19 pandemic. Given the states of emergency that have been issued by the federal, state, and local governments due to COVID-19 pandemic, the trust determines that meeting electronically is necessary to protect the health, safety, and welfare of its members, as well as the citizens of Clarksville-Montgomery County, Tennessee. As a reminder, all votes by roll call with a yes or a no by each trust member present. Voicing votes together or showing of hands is not acceptable. Zoom video recording will be posted on the CMCSS website by Friday, April 3rd. At this time, I will establish a quorum. When I call your name, please indicate present. Demarest? Marcia, I think you're muted. Marcia, we
I
can't.
think you were cut out, so I don't know if she heard you.
Yes, I was trying to unmute it. I'm present.
Okay, thank you. Tommy Butler?
Present.
Tim Swall? Tim Swall? Okay. Jeff Taylor? John Smith?
Present.
Mark Banasak?
Present.
Amanda Beck?
Present.
Charlie Hall?
Present.
Leslie Helmick?
Present.
Donna, well, I'm sorry, Donna. Or yeah, Donna Mahoney?
Present.
I was getting Donna McIntosh confused there. Billy Yarborough?
Present.
Kelly Jackson?
She's on the phone with me right now trying to hook on.
Okay. Jeff, are you here? Was that Jeff's voice?
That's me, Jeff. And I've
Okay.
got Kelly on the cell phone. She was having trouble
Okay.
hooking on.
Ed Long?
That's it.
Michael Johnson?
Present.
Kay Rye? I don't think I've seen Kay on.
Present. I'm here.
Present? Okay, thank you. Mary Thomas? I don't think we have Mary. I see Tim, did you just show up?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, if you'll say present.
Present.
Okay, thank you. Okay, well, we definitely have a quorum. So we will go ahead. You'll see we have an agenda posted. I know that Donna did forward the minutes. And that was the March 16th minutes. So hopefully everyone's had a moment to review those. And if we could go ahead and act on those minutes.
This is Mark Banasak. I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
This is Jeff Taylor. I'll second.
Thank you. And if I could go ahead individually and get a yes or no, I'll start again. Marcia?
Yes. Marcia Demarest, yes.
Tommy?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
John?
Did you say John? If so,
Yes. Yes, okay. Mark?
Yes.
Amanda?
Yes.
Charlie?
Yes.
Leslie?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Kimberly,
Yes.
Kelly,
Kelly, say it again, Kelly. I'm sorry.
Yes.
thank you. Ed,
Yes.
Michael,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
and I don't believe we had Mary Thomas on, did we?
I'm here now.
Is Mary on now?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
I'm here.
All right, thank you. Okay, so all in favor, the minutes from the previous meeting have been, March 16th, have been approved. We'll go ahead and move on to our next item, which is the on-site clinic, current operations and compensation for clinic employees during the COVID-19 outbreak. Previously, I believe maybe yesterday, we did forward to you a document that Charlotte provided, and that gave you a little bit of information about the status of the clinic, and they have been continuing to operate. And I'll let Charlotte, if you want to go ahead and review any of that document that you provided, or if there are any questions, Charlotte, and then we do have another document that I will post in a moment.
Okay. So does anyone have any questions? Is that what you said? I'm going to answer questions right now.
Right, if anyone had questions regarding that document.
I have one.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, who was that?
That's me, Donna Mahoney.
Okay, yes, Donna.
From what it looks like in the documentation I've gotten, it looks like the employees, they don't get paid if they don't work. Is that correct?
It's incorrect.
Okay.
Right now, everyone is being paid whether they are at work or not.
Okay. Because it looked like, you have some that are working hours and then you have others that aren't working at all. So I just want to make sure that, everybody's getting paid.
Correct.
Right, and if I could add, with the exception of the PRN staff, correct, Charla?
Correct. It's only the full-time people, and what we're doing, since we have downsized so much, is doing some rotations. And so since it's only been a few weeks of starting that, you probably you wouldn't be able to see each person that's basically rotating through. So we're trying to keep it equitable among the people who are working, and some are working at home.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any questions regarding that handout for Charla?
This is Mark Banasak, just a follow-up question. So on that sheet, everyone is labeled as either full-time or PRN. Are any of those, and you may have clarified this and I didn't understand you, are any of those permanent PRN, meaning they're the equivalent of a part-time person where they regularly work 20 hours a week, but they're listed as PRN?
Well, on our list, for us, we don't have a permanent PRN. So none of our people are permanent PRN or, anything like that. It's only full-time or PRN.
All right, so follow-up question. If someone's labeled as a PRN, are they just on call? Or like if I was PRN in my schedule, am I typically scheduled for 12 hours this week and 12 hours next week? Or is it all over the place? I want to make sure that if there's a PRN person that normally works 15 hours every week, but they're categorized as PRN, that they're getting paid for their 15 hours that they normally work every week.
Unfortunately, with our PRN staff, they definitely are, like you said, all over the place, but they're not guaranteed any hours. And so during this time, we don't have a PRN that's going to be working. I don't have anyone scheduled. The only one that we thought we might need to use, we are not using, unfortunately.
Compare them to comparable to our substitute teachers.
Correct.
They've all, they have the option to apply for unemployment at this time. We did, with the school system, did pay our sub teachers for that first week that we closed for any jobs that they had already, they were already assigned and had selected. But then after that, they're currently not being paid, but they do have the option to apply for unemployment.
Thank you for clarifying.
Sure. Okay, so just as a summary, you'll see in that handout, Charlotte, Tommy, and I did meet, I believe it was on maybe the 17th or the 18th, I can't quite remember the date now, I want to say the 7th, to talk about the on-site clinic, because we knew at the time that the district had closed. We had very limited hours at central office, 10 to 2, and we knew that was at that time not an option for the on-site clinic. Of course, their focus is a very different focus than the schools. And we just did not know what the future held. And so we obviously chose to keep the clinic open on a full-time status. And then we knew we wanted to revisit that. And then that's, as now it's been 2.5 weeks, that we've been closed, that the district has been closed. And so we want to follow up with the insurance trust to talk about our next options. I'm going to share a document here. Let's see if we can do this again. Let's see. Let's see if this is it. I think, this is it right here. Okay, so you'll see a document there, and I'll let Tommy go over these 4 options. Again, I did feel that it was important. Currently, what we are doing for the on-site staff is if they do come into work, they are receiving their regular pay, and then they're receiving let's say they work 40 hours. These are hourly employees only, and they work 40 hours. We are giving them 20 hours of comp time as I'll call it hazard pay for working in these conditions. But as this continues to go on, we know we cannot continue to do that, because we could have a lot of comp time accrued, and then trying to determine when those folks will be able to use that comp time. So we're looking at a few different options, and that's again why we wanted to pull everyone together to look at those options. So Tommy, would you mind going over those 4 options, and hopefully everyone can see that share?
Sure. So I hope everybody can hear me well. As you can see on there, the first one, it's paying, of course, Charlotte's done a great job of minimizing these hours, but paying each hourly person a $30 per hour rate over their normal pay, which would mirror what's currently happening with our school nurses that are doing all these screenings for the county and the school system. The second one would be basically paying them time and a half, like overtime hours. And again, these are only for the ones coming into the clinic. So the ones that are working from home or at home full time would be getting their regular pay. But if it's one of the days they came in, they would get time and a half. And the third option is just to pay them their normal pay when they come in or at home. And then, of course, the last one is what we're already doing, is that they're getting basically half the rate of comp time for every hour worked. But Janine's definitely correct that we can't continue to accrue large amounts of comp time for when we go back to normal operations, that we would have all these people with bank comp time that obviously we need them there because they're point of service.
And I'm just going to add in as a clarification, we are only talking about hourly or what we call classified employees. This is not, we're not discussing our practitioners or our nurse practitioners or our physician assistants. They are salaried employees, and they are not receiving any additional pay, or obviously they would not receive comp time. This is only for our hourly employees. And again, we're having this discussion in light of the fact of what we are doing for other employees in the district that are considered mission essential and are having to come in.
And Janine, can I also add on that comp time, by law, no one can have more than 240 hours anyway, and we would have to start paying overtime. Yes. So we don't know how long this is going to go on. And so they could easily accrue up to 240, and we'd have to do something different anyway.
Yeah, thank you, Carol, for bringing that up. Yes.
This is Mark Banasek. Question with option number 2, if we paid everyone time and a half, what is the effect of that as compared to our normal operations. If we were under normal conditions here in April, how's this going to affect our budget? Because if I'm hearing correctly, we're on a skeleton crew. So if we're paying a skeleton crew time and a half versus our normal crew, what's the difference in the budget or effect?
Well, for clarification, Mark, we are paying all of the employees regardless if they're at work or not. So even if we're on a skeleton crew, the payroll will be as if everyone was working. They're regular.
Yeah, and Mark, just on top of that, you can think about it this way. So if the hourly employee is getting paid $20 an hour, irregardless, then that halftime would result in about a $10 an hour bonus or hazard duty pay or whatever you want to call it, versus the other would be $30 an hour. But what I will say is also, in just looking at the calculations, the way that Charlotte's got the hours down so far for classified, is that, you know, we're looking at somewhere around, let's just say we do this another month and it could be longer, but we're looking at somewhere in the $3,000 if we continue right what we're doing now, $3,000 to $5,000 per week.
Does that help clarify the question, Mark?
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Do we have any other questions?
Hey, Janine, this is Tim Swab.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Question. Currently, right now, I want to clarify, does any employee get comp time? I guess overtime. Are they getting incurring overtime? Are we just paying that?
Right. We are not paying.
Anybody working over 40 hours?
At the clinic?
Yes.
Right. Not that I'm aware of. Charlotte, do you want to confirm that? I know salaried folks maybe, but hourly, not that I'm aware of. Charlotte?
Right. No hourly person has over that. I was looking at our list here. No, they're not. And initially, the first week, that was the week. If there was to have overtime that was worked, it would have been that first week because we didn't know anything about our schedule.
All right. So I guess what I'm looking at is the March 22nd, you had a medical office assistant that was receiving comp time. Was that in because of overtime work, or is that because of what you call hazard pay?
I'm sorry, which date?
March the 22nd.
Tim, if you're seeing comp time, it's because they did come in and work. So they gave them half of the amount of comp time equal to the time that they worked, as what we can refer to as COVID-19 hazard pay.
Okay. All right. So it's not that they worked over 40 hours. It's they got hazard pay. Correct. Okay. If we go with option 2, is there a mechanism or a way we can track how much hazard pay was actually paid out at the end?
Yes, we can track that through payroll. Yes.
I have no further questions.
Any other questions from any of the other members? If not, I would entertain a motion for one of these options. And if you'd like to use the motion using one of the numbers, and ideally we would like to use an effective date of this past Monday, because that is in line with the payroll, which I think that would have been the 30th, March 30th. I'm not hearing any motions.
This is Mark Banasak. Janine, do you or Tommy make a recommendation as to which one of these 4 you think is best for us to proceed? And I missed that. I know sometimes at a meeting, y'all kind of make a recommendation and I may have missed it.
No, you did not miss that. I'll let Tommy as the on-site administrator, if you would like to make us a recommendation.
I would just like for, I would like for it to align with what we're doing for our school nurses. Then that would be option number one. Of course, this all depends on how long it's going to go. The cost is not going to be that significant, you know, unless we're talking 6 months, but I'm thinking, you know, a month or whatever, but I know none of us know that. So I don't know if we would term it or what, but if I had to make a recommendation, it would be number one. I mean, obviously number two is better than the comp time route, because we just can't continue to accrue that. So, but I would recommend number one, but I'm open to whatever anyone else has to say. So
We could consider selecting an option and revisit in 1 month if the members would feel more comfortable with that.
This is Kimberly Yarborough.
Yes.
I'd like us to make a motion that we go with number one for 1 month and then revisit it if we have to.
Okay.
This is Mark Vanasak. I second that motion.
Okay, so I'm going to clarify the motion. The motion is to go with option 1, which indicates pay full-time hourly classified on-site clinic an additional $30 per hour for any hours worked within the clinic during the altered operation of the clinic due to the COVID-19 response, as the school system has elected to do with school nurses who are currently conducting COVID-19 screenings. This would be an effective date of March 30th and would run for 30 days. And if needed, the insurance trust will have another called meeting to discuss the continuation of that option or modifying that option. Does anyone have, is my summary accurate for those that made the motion?
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yarborough.
Okay. Do we have any other questions or comments or discussion regarding this motion? I'm not hearing any, so I'll go ahead and we will do a vote, and I'll call each person and ask for a yes or a no. Marcia Demarest?
Yes.
Tommy Butler?
yes.
Tim Swaw?
No.
Jeff Taylor? Jeff Taylor?
Sorry. No.
John Smith?
No.
Mark Vanasak? I'm sorry, Mark Vanasak?
Yes. Yes.
Amanda Beck?
Yes.
Charlie Hall?
Yes.
Leslie Helmick?
Yes.
Was that a yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Donna Mahoney?
No.
Kimberly Yarborough?
Yes.
Kelly Jackson?
No.
Ed Long?
Yes.
Michael Johnson?
Yes.
Kay Rye?
Yes.
Mary Thomas?
Yes.
My vote is yes. We have 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11, 12 yeses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 noes. The motion carries. And that is the end of our agenda. Carol, is there anything else that I need to include as I end this meeting?
Not that I'm aware of. Other than you've already said that it's going to be posted within 48 hours, correct?
Yes, we'll have that posted on the website, and we will plan for that. And I know we have another meeting scheduled for, I believe, is that May 12th?
Yes.
Okay, and if we need to visit this within 30 days, you'll be hearing from me again. And Donna will be preparing the minutes for this meeting. And if If anybody has any other questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you so much for taking part of your day to spend with the Insurance Trust. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.